Hello everyone, I'm Dead Knight, and welcome to In It to Win It. Today we're going to be looking at Hunter Core Set 2021. I'll give you my thoughts on what the best card is, the worst card is, and the honorable mention. And today I think we're going to go with a hot take here, because I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the best card in this pool of cards is Dire Frenzy. So we have a lot of interesting cards coming out with Hunter Core Set 2021 with lots of focus on beasts and synergies with secrets. So all the secrets that we're looking at are familiar. They were in the previous core set: Snake Trap, Freezing Trap, and Explosive Trap. And these are all definitely going to see play because they're all solid secrets. And the beast synergies overall are a little bit weak. So why Dire Frenzy in this group of cards? Well, when Dire Frenzy came out, we saw it being used a fair amount when combined with rush cards that were very inexpensive, so that you could turn a 1/1 rush into a 4/4 rush and then continuously draw that card for the rest of the game and really quickly affect the board for 1 mana and then continue your game plan. We also saw it with some interesting combos with some charge minions like King Crush, which is still here, and it has a lot of potential because of how flexible it is. Even though you have to put it on a beast, being able to pump a beast, especially one that has rush, use it right away, and then keep that buff 3 more times in your deck, I think we're going to see a lot of potential. Some of the standout picks for me on what to put Dire Frenzy on would be Trampoline Rhino, which is the 5/5 for 5 rush that deals excess damage to the opponent. So if you get this on a Trampoline Rhino, which would be a 9 mana pull, you're going to have an 8/8. You basically get a King Crush that rushes your opponent instead of charges, kills a minion, and goes to the face. Then you get to put that guy back in your deck, do the whole thing again for 5 mana. So with the ability to pull rush minions out of your deck with cards like the new Stormpike Legendary, and the fact that this is only going to be 5 mana instead of 9 like King Crush, I think we're going to see some action with Trampoline Rhino. You can also put it on something like Zixor, which you can do for 7 mana on an empty board, and then fill your deck with a bunch of Zixor primes as you play them. So you can put this on Zixor, drop out a 5/7 rush, kill a minion, get Zixor prime in your deck, and then do it all again a couple more times. So with the current batch of rush minions and the fact that you have King Crush, which I'm probably never going to put on this, but it's always a fun thought, I think Dire Frenzy is going to see a lot of action with some creative decks. So the worst card, in my opinion, in Core Set 2021 for Hunter is Webspinner. So any of us who were playing Curse of Naxxramas back in 2014, like me, probably have some fond memories of Webspinner hitting the table, maybe getting in 1 damage to the face, maybe popping some beast synergies before dying, and then giving you another beast. The problem now is there are a lot of beasts, and a lot of them aren't that good. So getting a random one, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Sometimes that minion is going to stay in your hand for the rest of the game. And the 1/1 for 1 isn't usually affecting the board. So you're often not even trading with 1-drops, let alone trading up. So you play Webspinner for 1 mana. Maybe it gets a damage in, maybe it dies to hero power, but probably not doing much for you. And then you're getting a random beast. So it's slightly better than just putting a random beast in your deck, but usually not going to affect the board very much. I think it's gotten significantly worse since Curse of Naxxramas, and I don't think it's going to see that much action unless you have a very aggressive beast deck where you're playing tons of aggro cards that are all beasts right away, and you need this guy for synergies. I think we're going to see less of that now that Kill Command's out, which was the primary beast synergy. So I think Webspinner is going to be mostly nostalgic for us, but who knows? Maybe you'll get some action. For the honorable mention, for me, that's an easy choice for Lock and Load. Lock and Load was originally a 2-mana card that would let you get a random hunter card out of your hand whenever you played a spell. Now it's back and it's 1 mana. So that extra mana really makes a difference. It means that you can play it earlier without going for super greedy plays. So you could potentially play this on turn 3 and play Lock and Load, then Tracking, and then Arcane Shot to take a minion off the board, and then you get 2 random hunter cards in your hand while doing what you were already going to do. So just a simple play like that on turn 3, you can get some pretty decent value out of Lock and Load. If you save it for turn 6, after playing that new legendary that lets you draw a 1, a 2, and a 3 cost card, then now you've got a pretty solid play. And as always, if you go for the ultra greedy play on turn 10, you can have a monster swing turn and really change the game. The problem is, again, you're dealing with random hunter cards, so you may be getting something added to your hand that doesn't do anything for you. There are a lot of hunter cards out there, and not all of them are good. Not all of them are good in the situation that you find yourself in. So lock and load is always gonna not. It's always going to be questionable whether the greed pays off. So some people might not want to risk it, not run lock and load. That's why it's only going to get an honorable mention. But I'm really excited to see what happens with it at 1 mana, and see if this validates Blizzard's idea to use the core set concept in the first place and bring some of these old cards back with a little bit of an upgrade or a new twist. So either way, I'm excited to see what Hunter does with it. Really looking forward to see how Dire Frenzy plays out, and hoping for better for Webspinner. What do you think we're going to see Hunter do with Core Set 2021? Let me know what you think. Let me know about the hot take on Dire Frenzy. Leave some respectful comments below, and tune in next time.